327 hectares, sort of the foothills of the Ruahi Ranges in Central Hawke's Bay, and it's a breeding herd of about 550 hinds, and carry through all the replacements, all the progeny to a year and a half, and keep my replacement hinds and sell the leftovers as informed hinds to other people for breeders, and sell half of the spikers as velveters to another velveter, and then carry the rest through from my replacement velveting herd of about 350 stags. Cut about 1.8 tonne of velvet a year, and also grow a few trophy stags out. I agree with the fundamentals of the advanced party, like of the P2P, that feeding, genetics, and animal health is the three core things to successfully farming deer. And I think, although we're not trying to reinvent the wheel, there's a lot of farms out there that are just only need simple tweaks to their systems, and they could make them a lot more profitable. At the stage I'm at, I really want to. I sire identify everything on the property. I know that their sire, but I don't know much about the female side of it apart from the female sire. So I always sort of want to go through the cost analysis and the benefits I could get from DNA testing and really focusing down on the dam side, so that I can probably make more money by my live sales by knowing a little bit more information there, but probably more so being able to drop that bottom 20% out of my herd rather than sort of trying to focus on the top elite. It's a really sort of diverse group, and the first property we went to was a huge amount of scale, and I think it's sort of painted a picture of why it's important to travel around people's properties as well, because we got to this place and started off down in the flats, and we sort of thought, geez, this place has got all the opportunity in the world. And then by the time you got to the back of the farm, you went from very intensive to like South Island extensive, big hill country, and you sort of started painting a picture of some of the complex diversities and management issues they have in running the three properties that got together. But there was also a lot of opportunity within just tweaking management systems to fine-tune what they were doing and make life probably a little bit easier for them. But it's really awesome having a pool of sort of 8 different minds, looking at things from a completely different angle, and then moulding those together at the end and seeing what the outcomes are. Don't never underestimate the collaborative approach of that pool of knowledge coming together, and then taking a little bit from here and a little bit from here, and finding how that can, you can look at something day in and day out, but when you're caught up in the management side of it and bogged down with the day-to-days, quite often you need another set of eyes to look in and point out some obvious stuff, and that's been the biggest heightened to me. It's a real opportunity. Practice change is proved to be one of the hardest things in farming, is getting that information distribution down through the channels, but from my experiences too, like, there's nothing more influential than seeing somebody do something in a practical situation where farmers are concerned, and seeing how the benefits work, and then people want to duplicate success. And as long as we can get the message out through the right medias, through Dairy Industry News and the wider medias, and really drum what these advanced parties are about, because you're dead right, if it don't have that trickle down to the whole industry, then it's just a farm discussion group.